those of you who don't know me, I am one of Becca's younger sisters, Hannah, but most days I just go by Becca since no one can seem to remember who is who anyways. First, I wanted to thank both my parents, Mike and Jenna, and Garrett's parents, Steve and Kim, for making today a dream come true. Next, I want to thank all of you for being here today. I know some of you have traveled near and far, and no matter the distance, Becca and Garrett are so happy to celebrate their marriage with all of you. Becca, I can't go without saying that I truly have never seen such a beautiful bride. And I'm not only saying that because the majority of people mistake us as twins, but to be honest, there is no one I'd rather be mistaken for. With all jokes aside, I am honored to be standing next to you today to watch you marry the man of your dreams. But I'd be lying if I said I haven't been dreading this speech since the day you asked me to be your matron of honor. Not only is public speaking not my thing, but the thought of putting on paper just how much love I have for you in my heart and trying to find the words to express that love has been extremely terrifying. So here goes nothing.
You got it, sis.
Since day one, you have not only been my big sister, but have been my protector, my worst nightmare, and my best friend all in one. You have given and done so much for me, whether it be paying for my food, knowing you wouldn't be paid back, to buying me clothes, to not killing me for wearing your clothes, and everything in between. I couldn't have asked for a better big sister growing up and still today. I can count on you to be there for me, Marshall, and whoever may need it, because that's the type of person you are. I thank God for giving me the most selfless, dedicated, and beautiful big sister that anyone could ask for inside and out. I know there were times that you probably couldn't say that about me, but from being a constant tattletale on you and our cousins when we were younger, because you guys wouldn't include me in anything, to having to take me everywhere you went just to keep you out of trouble. Obviously, that didn't work one weekend up at camp the summer of 2012. But we'll save that story for another time. In all seriousness, I wouldn't be me without you, and I'm so happy you found a guy that would take care of you like you have done for me all these years. Whether it be by cooking dinner together, or maybe just going to dinner at the field house together, dancing in the kitchen, taking unplanned trips that will most likely be in the middle of the water somewhere, fishing, to going on endless adventures together. You have found a guy that enjoys the silly little things about you, like believing that a special serum can make your butt bigger. Really? And loves spending time with you, unless a fishing tournament comes up, of course. You have found someone that sees you for who you truly are, appreciates you, loves you, like I have the last 24 years. It is very surreal to think that the one person who can finish my sentences, knows what I'm thinking, has been there for me through every aspect of life, is now someone else's person. Garrett, it's no secret that you have brought so much happiness to my sister's world, alongside of a lot of nice joy too. I remember when Becca told me that you slid into her DMs about a year and a half ago. At first I was a little skeptical, simply because that would mean my sister was a cougar, but hey, if you're into older women, you're into older women. But honestly, from the very beginning, she has always had a smile on her face talking about you. From your very first day ice skating to today, you have brought out a side of Becca that I have never seen before, and trust me, I've seen plenty of sides. You have been the most genuine, kind-hearted, loving person to not only her, but my entire family, and I can't thank you enough for that. But I just want to remind you of the countless times my dad has told you, it's never too late, you still have time to get out. Well... No. But truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for treating my sister the way she deserves. You are going to make a great husband, brother-in-law, uncle, and a great father, sooner rather than later, I hope. Let's just hope your swimming is as good as your fishing. Now, if everyone could please raise their glasses for a toast. Here's to the new Mr. and Mrs. Garrett Goslaw. May your marriage be filled with happiness, health, adventures, and endless memories. I love you both.
Hey everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Emma, Becca's youngest sister. You will most likely be able to find me on the dance floor, or after this speech, probably taking a few shots at the bar, but I figured I'd start early. Well, girls, can we start early? Yeah. Cheers. Oh God, that was bad. First and foremost, I would like to thank my parents, Mike and Jenna, and Garrett's parents, Steve and Kim, for making today so wonderful for such an amazing couple. Next, I cannot go without saying how absolutely breathtaking my older sister looks tonight. Oh, here it is. Hey, stop moving, that's right. Deep breath.
Go for it.
Although I got the majority of the looks of the family, no one can compare to how amazing you look today. Now, as for you, Garrett, aka G-Money, my mother always taught me if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So. with all With all jokes aside, I truly could not have picked a better man for my sister to spend the rest of her life with. I once read a quote that says, if a guy can't handle a girl in sweatpants, he doesn't deserve her in a wedding dress. And for anyone who knows my sister, this cannot be more true.
I'm a bum.
Becca was only 7 years old when I was born, and although there was an age gap, she quickly became someone I looked up to. Until she started wearing blue eyeliner, got chunky side bangs, and her and all my cousins wore cornrows to their softball games.
It was cool back then.
Ultimately, the line was definitely crossed when she decided that Fireball was her go-to shot of choice. But this is your big day.
What are you doing?
So here you go, Beck.
Take it down, man. Oh my. Wow.
All in all, my childhood was filled with lots of adventures, laughs, and memories, all thanks to my older sisters. And I wouldn't be the person I am today without their love and support. Lastly, I would like to thank Becca for giving me another kick-ass brother-in-law and to leave you both with this piece of advice. Always remember that the best part about a wedding is that it's only the beginning. The beginning of a lifetime of happiness, love, good times and bad, strength and growth, knowing you will always have each other at the end of the day. So with that being said, I would like to invite everyone to please raise their glass to toast the new Mr. and Mrs. Goslaw. Here's to a long, happy lifetime of new beginnings. I love you both.
That's going to be kind of tough following these two girls up here. That was really good. But I went giant print. I saw their print was really small. I had everything wrote down, but after being up on top of the hill and watching them put together that IKEA like furniture puzzle thing, and if you can do that the first day of your marriage and not kill each other, you're off to a really good start. So, great job. So, good evening. I'd like to start by introducing myself. My name is Steve, and I'm the groom's father. I'd like to thank. Hello. I'd like to thank everyone for coming to this beautiful wedding today, for honoring Becca and Garrett with your presence, and of course, wherever they're at, your presence. Next, I would like to say that being asked to be your son's best man on his wedding day has been one of life's greatest honors for me. Thank you, Garrett. Actually, though, when you think about it, I probably am the best man for the job since I've known him longer than any of his friends. I know as best man, I'm supposed to roast him a little bit, but as his father, I should probably take it easy on him. I want you to know that it's been a labor of love to watch Garrett grow up to the man he is today. Maybe it's called a labor of love because some of it's been labor and some of it's been love. Garrett has always been a kind, loving, quiet kid growing up, and he continues to have these same traits now as he's grown into the man he is. The love side of the equation has far outweighed the labor. As for the labor part of raising Garrett, if I had time, I could tell you that half of his childhood was spent having fun, and the other half was spent helping me repair the vehicles that he was driving while he was having fun. There was also the time that he decided that an 80cc motorcycle would outrun the police, and that's how they ended up at my house. The first time I let Garrett tag along on a hunting trip, he had a run-in with a raccoon that I'm sure he will never forget, and I know I will never forget. It left him scurrying out of the woods looking for some clean shorts. And I still cannot explain the huge teeth marks on the interior of my truck. Were you really that hungry, Garrett? We always tried to feed you well. Do you know, Becca, Garrett always said that he would never get married, and there was every indication that he meant it. And him and his mother, and I actually believed it. Then one day he came to Kim and me and told us he had found the one. Of course, once we recovered from the shock, regained consciousness, we weren't quite sure what to think of the whole idea at the time. But then we met Becca, and we could tell right away that they were in love, and we saw Garrett act in ways we never saw him act before. We thought something was drastically wrong, but actually it was the opposite. Something was really right. It was so obvious that Becca made him very happy, and they really seemed to be a perfect fit. So of course, when they said they were going to get married, Kim and I were excited and very happy for them. We were thrilled that Becca was coming from a great family, and we thanked them for welcoming Garrett into their lives and for the love and support they immediately gave to our son. I was killing her back there. I was personally thrilled, but pizza, Greg, pizza. I was personally thrilled because my wish for Garrett always was to find a woman to love and to spend his life with, such as I have found in my beautiful wife, Kim. In Garrett and Becca getting married, I knew our... Hello? In Garrett and Becca getting married, I knew our family was going to be enlarged. But after meeting everyone on Becca's side, I realized the sheer size of her family. I realized we weren't actually gaining not just a family, but an entire village. Becca and Garrett, marriage is a labor of love. Love requiring both hard work and lots of love. And I believe that the combination of Becca's great family with ours is a recipe for true happiness. In closing, I raise a glass for a toast. I'd like to wish the new Mr. and Mrs. Goslaw a lifetime of joy, love, and fulfillment. I pray that God blesses you with many happy years together. Thank you.
I'm Becca's uncle. Jenna is my younger sister. Mike was my best man. 35 years ago this movement. When I was young, Mike used to ride his bike up to our house all the time, and I thought he was coming up to play catch with me. Actually, he was starting to spend a lot more time with Jenna than he was with me, so I kind of caught on after a while. You know, often I can't tell the difference between these two. Between Becca and Hannah, I confuse those two all the time.
Living my best life.
But today I can tell the difference, the dress color. I can certainly tell the difference. And Emma, I've always considered an 8-year-old little girl swimming in the Cuxhaw pool.
Oh,
Today she's a beautiful young lady, I think you will all agree. Becca asked me to say a few words. That's a dangerous thing to say to a Toastmaster. And to say a short prayer before we have dinner. And I'm honored, really honored to do this. Before we go too far, I'd like to just acknowledge or think about the people who are unable to be here with us this evening. You know, Garrett's family, anyone who has passed away in your family who was unable to be here. And I'll also mention from our side of the family, Ronnie and Irene Schnur, my mom and dad, Jane and Jerry Reddick, Ted and John Yannick, my brother Tucker, who we lost just a few months ago, and our nephew Jeremy and our niece Riley, I'll mention. You know, we have fond memories of each of those people, and we wish they could be here to celebrate with us this evening. For being married for 35 years, almost 35 years, I can speak with a little bit of experience, and I'll offer just a little bit of advice before we say the prayer. Marriage, like the preacher had set up on the hill, can be difficult. It can be a challenge, but it can also be very wonderful. You'll have wonderful times ahead of you, some of the best times of your life. But on the flip side, it can be difficult. Commitment is not always easy, and on occasion it may get so difficult that you might question, how did I get myself into this thing? But I would say my advice is during those times, remember today. Remember that moment up on that hill when you two were staring into each other's eyes and expressing your love for one another from this day forward. And with that and the grace of God, it will carry you through those difficult times, and you'll be able to overcome almost anything by supporting one another. Marriage is a sacrament, and what God has joined, let no man put asunder. Look around, and please know that you are surrounded by family, friends, who will help you each step of the way. So God bless you both. And while we're talking to God, let's ask God to bless this food that is before us. Bless the family and friends beside us, and the love that we all have between us. We ask this through Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. And all God's people said, Amen.